Hi all. Right, on to an Allied Impulse. Uh, I did want to activate the 18th core. I had a few things I was thinking about regarding that, or possibly the 5th core, but as we've realised, Denon, there's German units proximate to Denon. And I mean, yeah, this guy could come down, so if I did activate the 18th, he could come down, but I think I also need some support up at Liège, and it's possible that unit might want to go up that way. And the fact I've got these 8 core units down here, I think they should be the ones that are going to protect Dino. So I think I have to go and play this, activating 8 core. So I've got the 4 units there. I do have one armoured unit in Bastogne, but there's not. Oops, sorry, almost lost the camera there. There's not a lot he can. I mean, I have Oh no, I can't apply a combat tactic, can I? So I can't even. I was thinking about reinforced battle, but I can't play that on that unit because he's in low supply. And then we've got the other units down here, down in the south. Yes, we relieved this guy, got him back in supply, but this guy's reduced. I don't think there's much that we can really do. And we can't move that unit. So probably nothing going to happen down there. Yeah, so it's really just about trying to sort out Dinon and maybe see, probably get away with just putting 2 of the infantry units in there, I think, because Havilon, that held strong there, and we can maybe move the other 2 up, maybe surround this unit, possibly even, well, we're not going to be able to surround that, because there's a detachment there, so. Okay, so I'm going to put this to activate the 8 core units. So first of all, just check there's no detachments adjacent to any of them. I don't think there is, even down the southeast there. There's not. So okay, I was just considering the possibility of moving adjacent here, and like I say, I've got a reinforced battle, and then thought about reinforcing with. My thinking originally was one of these units, but they're stacked together, and I don't know. Maybe this hasn't come up, or maybe I'm not been here for a while. But I was like thinking, well, this is a 5th core unit and a 18 core unit, but it does just say reinforced battle. Select one active or inactive stack that did not move or attack. And maybe I'm just having a dumb moment here, but the fact these are from 2 different core was making me think, well, can I do that? But according to what I'm reading, it seems to be that I can. Whether this hasn't come up, I mean, surely this must come up before, Grant. Maybe it's just been a while. So, yeah, I mean, for the Germans, when they're attacking, a unit is eligible to reinforce if it's in the same army as at least one attacking unit. But imagine if it was a unit that was in the same army stacked to another unit that wasn't in the same army. But I suppose that's still a stack, and the stack should be able to act together. I don't know why I'm having problems with that, I suppose, unless somebody comes and says, well, no, Grant, you shouldn't be able to do that because of this. So I would be able to have 5 strength, and I mean, to be honest, I could go nuts here, move a couple of units into this town in Ciney, and then go surround this lot. I mean, why not, you know, just ignore Dinon, don't put a unit in Dinon, or I could chuck one of the 2 strength units in Dinon and move in with the other, what would be 8 strength. So we would have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13 would be a good number. Or we could push it to, that would be 10 if I went all in. 10 and 5, 15. So that's one short of increasing it anyway. So maybe chuck a 2 strength unit in Dinon, go in with the rest. Probably safer to put something in Dinon in case things go horribly wrong. And the card I'm using for Reinforced Battle would be the 12 core card. But in actual fact, I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't have a use for it. I certainly would. I mean, 2 of the armoured units are in Bastogne, so they might be willing to give it a go. The fact we can't play combat tactics because it's low supply, but we would have, I think would we have 8? Oh no, you know what, it's only 7. Because one of the units is reduced in Bastogne of the 12 core units. So, okay, let me pause and think. Okay, I think I will put one of the units into Dinon. So going to move this guy into Dinon, and I'm going to move this guy 1, 2, 3 into Cine, and then I figure I might as well spread them about a bit, because this is only 2 strength, but he's going to be in a town, so it feels a bit safer that. So 1, 2 into there, and then 1, 2, 3 into there. We're going to get this guy surrounded, and I'd like to have it. I mean, I thought about stacking these, but I think having one of the units here as well. Seeing that these could come up. Yeah, I think so. Then also if we activate these guys again, it gets rid of that and might enable us to go out and in to surround this guy. Like I said before, this attack that the Germans made, if these 2 units had been down here, it would have been so much better to have a go at one of them. And this one's the elite one as well, but yeah, so it does feel a bit, like I say, I could have avoided going into Dinon and added that extra 2, but because if it upped my odds in the battle, I mean, don't get me wrong, they're going to be able to draw a combat tactic here, so what we're going to have 8, and if we do, well, we're definitely going to reinforce the battle. I feel like that should be, because then we're going to be flanking them. So it'll be 5, 10, 13 against 4. So yeah, we'd get 3 to 1 odds, but we would have 15 against 4 if we did add that unit. You know, if he draws combat engineers, well, that actually, no, it doesn't add a strength to him. Is it the tank battalion one? Panzer battalion it would be, wouldn't it? You know what? I think it's safer to have one unit in Dinon, just to be sure. Because if this attack was to go horribly wrong, and then that 2nd Panzer unit was to be able to break, I mean, I think that's highly unlikely, but however. Okay, so I think that's going to be my only movement. We'll just have a double check down at the southeast again. I mean, obviously I can't move the unit in Bastogne. So give me a sec. Yeah, the only other unit I would be able to move, because this guy's surrounded, would be this anyway. But he's sitting in the town, and I know he's bracketed, but which means a town's a good place for him to be. So I think we'll leave him there, and yeah, we're going to look at this attack and just double check that we're wanting to do this. Yeah, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to play the card, and I'll tell you what made my decision. Well, I think if I'm going to make the attack, I really need to have the extra force involved. But the other thing that got me thinking was, it's another card in my hand, which there's good and bad to that, obviously. Like I already mentioned, you don't get many cards, but I really do want to draw the 7 core card. So it gives me one extra slot to be able to maybe draw that, because I need to get the reserves in play. And then we can start pushing back a bit. If we get them in play, we can start push. Or, well, we still need to consider the situation up at Liège. I'm really hoping the Germans don't activate first SS or second SS or draw the 6 Panzer Army card next turn, but I still feel like this needed to be dealt with, and I know I'm turning it into an attack, but that's, no, by the by, really. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to make an attack on this guy, I think, and I'm going to reinforce battle with this stack. So I've got a strength of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13 to 4. So I've got 3 to 1 odds. There we go. And so chip pools, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. 1 for elite is 6, and 1 for the reinforced battle is 7. And I suppose that also makes it worthwhile playing to get to the large attack. Now, remember, we can play more than one combat tactic. I mean, yeah, our 18th core card is the one that's got artillery. Engineers doesn't really help anyway. Attack battalion. Yeah, we don't have armour at all in the battle, do we? No. Right, I'm still going to just go with that. I don't want to burn all my cards. So, yeah, 3 to 1 odds, 7 chip pools, so we get the large attack. But the Germans are going to get to draw a combat tactic. Now, they would be considering an undetected defender, possibly, but the fact this guy's surrounded, I'm pretty sure that can't happen, can it? Well, let's just draw the card anyway and see what they get. And then we can look into that. Oh, that's another division card. Reinforced battle. Well, that's good for us because they can't reinforce. Because they're surrounded. Yeah, so that's a good pull for us. In fact, I'm just going to chuck that because they can't get another unit in that hex because the unit's surrounded. Excellent. Okay, so hopefully the chip pools go well as well. So we get to decide though, we've got to decide how many so we've got a minimum of 2, maximum of 7. So let's get the 2 and see where we're at. Now he's in a broken hex, but he has combined arms and elite. So we need some of the chits to go our way, I think. And he's got a supplied unit adjacent as well, which is not great either. But we have him flanked, we have the odds. Right, okay, so I'll draw the first 2 and we'll see where we're at. Okay, well the first chip was a bit of a blow. But it is only it's an A hit rather than a D minus, which is, you know, I'm not saying I want to take hits, but I'd rather do some damage to that guy because the thing is he's got a unit adjacent, so if he has to retreat, he's not going to take a step off his first retreat, is he? Anyway, we've got attacker elite and we don't have any green units. The priority is attacker green, but these are all elite units, so we've got a D1, and like I say, the A1, well, no, it's unlikely what we've got. We're going to get an A-1, so it means we might have to take a hit. But I think having the 7 chip pools and being able to get a large attack chip possible, we're going to have to go all in here. So I'll get the other 5 and we'll go to 7. Okay, well, it wasn't going great, but we did finish with this 5th Panzer Army or Allied Attack, which we're an Allied Attack. Both these were, this was 91 in the front, this was 8-1 in the front. None of them apply, and this was the first chit that I drew, Defender Adjacent. So another hit to us. So yeah, it looks like 2 and 2, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, okay, let's see what the numbers are. Yeah, so 2 and 2, so they got to take their hits first. So 2 equals the number of steps. So he's going to retreat the first hex, and he's only got one choice. He's going to retreat into here. That soaks up one of the hits. Then he'll do a whole chance there, won't he? Yeah. So we'll value the hex as a 0. Steps and defending units is 2. -2 of defending units unable to trace reserve supply. Okay. No, he's okay. No, yeah. He has retreated 1 hex, so he gets a +3. So it's a 2 +3, so he's got a 5. So a whole check on a 5. So his whole check's a 5. Got a 3, so he's got less than that. Whole check, if the result is less than or equal to whole chance, which was a 5, yes, apply a step loss. Otherwise retreat. So he's going to take a step loss there. I think that's probably a good result because he has an elite unit actually. Yeah, and retreating another hex, he would have been in a safe place, dispersed admittedly, but yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Sorry, I moved the camera. Did we get that? Right, sorry, this is the unit that. So he was in there and he took a step loss. Yeah, I'm saying if he'd retreated again and become dispersed, he still would have been full strength. So I think I probably preferred them to take the step loss. So that's that. Now the bad bit is we've got to take 2 hits, so not so good. Okay, so 2 hits to take. A lot of these units reduces from a 2 to a 2, but it becomes bracketed. That reduces from a 3 to a 2, as does that. But the 2s on the, maybe it's all the elite units, just reduced to a 2. So I'm going to take the hit on this guy here, and and avalanche. So that's the first hit, and then makes sense to take the second hit on this guy. Oops, clumsy finger moment. And he's in a town as well, so that's worked out as well as it could, really, hasn't it? So that's the 2 hits. Now, advance after combat. Let me think. Yeah, well, I don't think we'll advance that guy, and we'll not advance them out. We might advance this guy in. That looks like the most sensible option. Yeah, I feel like that helps this guy out. We're locking them off a bit. Keep this guy in the town because he's reduced, and then we don't want to move them out of Hablonge. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that result actually. I think that went quite well. A1 would have been a nicer result, but, you know, well, no hits to us would have been a nicer result, but yeah, not too bad. So that's our impulse over, I think, because we can't build any IPs. Both the units down the southeast, I'll not bring the camera down, but they're both in towns. So that was the only other thing we could do, wasn't it? Yeah, and if it was anything dispersed, they would become undispersed, so that's not the case. So yeah, not too bad. But so we're going on this German impulse now, and like I say, still a wee bit concerned about all that stuff up the north there. And this one little unit in Liège. I mean, the river's still holding them back probably, but you know, if they were to move in and really take a hit on them, then, you know, or destroy them, then they could move right into Liège, and that would be seriously challenging the game this turn. Anyway, we just need to see what cards they're going to draw. I mean, every card's been a division card up to now, which is, well, apart from the first two cards we drew for the Fade-In Initiative, the first card we drew was the 80 core card, but apart from that, oh no, okay, we drew that for artillery and a combat tactic, but there's a lot of division cards there, which isn't good as well. It kind of means like the odds are that they're going to get a core card. Let's hope it's the core card we want to see. Okay, I'll tidy things up there and probably have a wee cut there, but I think I've got time for some more, but better cutting the video there so I can at least split it up, and just in case I don't come straight back and whatever. Oh, I've got to draw up to my hand as well. Well, let's do that before I go. Right, let's see, we've got 3 cards, so drawing 3 more. So we get, oh, the Army Group card. Oh, that's good, because that could have been, oh, look at this, 7 core, and, oh, First Army, wow. Okay, so that's kind of awesome. There's, I can't squeeze them all in, but the 3 cards I had there, and then what I've just drawn. And then you got pattern on the move. Pattern on the move. Does that brings reinforcements in sooner, doesn't it? I'm sure that happened in our German solo game against us, didn't it? Pattern on the move. Accelerate the arrival of 3 core. Move 3 core units. Oh no, I'm thinking of something else. Well, maybe. So it lets you put the 3 core units from the December 22nd space into December 21st space, and then you get to add the cards on the December 21st. So it brings them in sooner. Unfortunately, oh, that is the supplemental card though, isn't it? So it means that we've still got the core card to come for 7 core. Oh, and this only gets to happen on this day. Well, yeah, and we've got the first army card can deploy them anyway. In fact, the Army Group card could deploy them. Probably don't want to do that, but right, well, they're 3 great cards there. That's really good. So we're going to be able to see what the Germans do first before we. But our next impulse is going to be quite interesting, I think. I think as long as the Germans don't do anything nuts this turn, we might be able to start turning things around a little bit and get. I mean, that felt good there. That move felt good. I feel like I've put a stop to them now. I mean, it's just the area up the north. If I can just shore that up, and I think the 7 core units is what we need to do that, and then I'd feel more comfortable about the Germans not pushing on. Okay, I'll take that pause now and cut this video, and I'll be back with the next German impulse shortly, guys. Okay, cheers. Hi all. Right, it's one of these late night episodes where I probably should be away in my bed and not doing this, but we'll see. So German impulse. So let's see how we get on. Oh, I like that one, I like that one. Oh, look at this, this is good too. Yeah, because I'm just remembering what I didn't want to see. Wait now. Right, sorry, a bit of coughing fit there. Right, so no primaries, but this has got the highest command value. Okay, so I think this looks pretty good actually, because we were really concerned about this impulse, weren't we? Yeah. Although I suppose this could end up being a second impulse with these infantry divisions. 12 VG and 3 FG, yeah, that's possible. I think the infantry divisions are further back though, and a lot of them are taking step losses and that. Anyway, right, jumping the gun. Right, so that's the command card, that's the support card. There is an event, but it's commandos between the 16th and the 18th, so we're on the 20th, so that doesn't work. So we're going to come in here right now. We can assign a replacement point this time to 80 core. Right, let me have a look. Yeah, we do have assigned one replacement point to the core, and this unit here, the 3-step 4-strength infantry unit. Oops, just pinged them away. Can come back to a 4-step 5-strength infantry unit. Needs to be able to trace reserve supply, which he can do, and yeah, that's it. He was only a damaged unit, so it's not as if I had to check other things. So that's going to happen, and that's that impulse over. But obviously the support card's going to come across, and we're going to activate the 12 VG and 3 FJ divisions. Okay, so there's 3 units in each division. The 12 VG are 1, 2, 3, and the 3F J are 1, 2, 3. So they're kind of battered, these units. 2 of the 12 VG are reduced, and 2 of the 3 FG are reduced. But they're not adjacent to roadblock. Objective marker. Yeah, no, it's fine. I think it's in its 3rd place as well, so I think we need to reach it before it moves. Okay, so going to check for some movement. And the good thing is they're further back. Like I say, I'm certainly more concerned about the armour, the 12th SS and 1st SS, and obviously the 2nd SS. Like steaming in on that unit that's sitting in what was it? Liège, sorry. Let's see, it's late at night. Okay, let's see what we can find movement wise. Okay, the first one that sprung up, movement method 6. Move active infantry units each to an empty allied town hex, or to an empty German town hex which allied supply can be traced. But UPIN's still allied controlled. I know having Verviers, it blocks off the supply trace here, but I don't think there's any talk of it controlling the town, so I think we've still got to take that town, I think. Yeah, that's well. Let me have a look. Yeah, it just says they can't trace supply from this hex because us controlling Verviers. So it's descending order. This unit's 35. This unit's 16. This unit's 34. But the 35 one can go 1, 2, 3, and at Eupen. So I think we're going to do that. So we're going to take control of Eupen. And right, we're going to leave a detachment here. We won't leave one here though because it's adjacent to. That's a stretch up to the top again. Because this is adjacent to the map edge hex, so we've got one detachment here though, haven't we? Yeah, so that's that one. I'll check the rest out. Okay, movement method 7 is move adjacent to an allied unit or town. Infantry move adjacent to allied unit or town to which no non-bracket German infantry unit is adjacent. Now that's not what we're going to do here, but the next part is if the unit is already the only non-bracket German infantry unit adjacent to an allied town or unit, the German unit does not move and its movement is considered complete. So this is still a question I have. Regarding whether, right, well, okay, situation is here. These two infantry, this is an armoured unit, these are two infantry units adjacent to this. But this is the only non-bracketed infantry unit adjacent to this. So this unit is going to be, his movement is going to be considered complete. He's not going to move away. So I think when I queried this before, John Brown said that he felt that yes, that movement is considered complete. You should do what you're doing with other units when they've moved to say that they've. So this is going to be a good example because now we are on the 20th, and if I get to the end of the impulse without saying this unit's made a move, then this unit will build an IP. So I know I mentioned it before, but it wasn't relevant. We went on the 20th. You know, the other thing is, could it bounce back to the reserves if it was stacked with an armoured unit, maybe, you know? It could be. So, you know, my thinking is that I shouldn't, although it's considered complete, I don't think it's made a move. That's how I see it. I think John Brown thought it the other way and said that it should be. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm happy to hear that the correct way is, yes, that movement is considered complete. You can't put an IP on that because it's not. That's what bothers me. It's not made a move. You know, it's not made a move. I know its movement's considered complete, but so this is what bugs me. What's the other one again? Movement's considered complete. Yeah, there's a couple. The next rule, movement method 8, says that as well, but there's another one that says that it's considered to have moved. Is that just the infiltrate? Considered to have moved. That one's different. I find the wording in that different. If something's considered to have moved, then you can't then build an IP on it, can you? Because it's considered it's moved. But that one just says its movement is complete. it's not really saying it's moved. So I find that a bit tricky. So there's one I'd like to find out more about. So I'm going to stick with it my way though, until you guys tell me otherwise. Or, but like I say, I think. Give me a second. I'm going to look back because John, I remember he did mention something about it. Yeah. Okay. I just found the comment that John Brown had made. I've always treated movement complete from movement methods 7 and 8 just like they had actually moved, so he tilts them like I do, you know. And thus those units are not eligible to be removed to the reserve box. Movement method 12 is even more explicit that units in the infiltrating unit's original hex are considered to have moved. My thought is that 7, 8 and 12 are all intended to be treated as if the unit had moved. As always, I'm willing to be wrong too. And yeah, I did reply. Well, I asked a question, and the answer I got was I would have considered the first unit moved and therefore no infiltration would happen. Right, okay, sorry, I don't want to read the question that I asked, but it's basically saying the answer agreed with what John said, but I kind of feel that, I think I've always said that the two sound a bit different to me. Movement considered complete and considered to have moved, but the word in there could quite easily be thought of as the same, and maybe just got lost in translation. I still don't feel until somebody. I need more confirmation on that one. I'm not happy with saying that this unit's done with its move, and I'm going to build an IP on that guy if he doesn't do anything. Well, the thing is, he can't still move. Yeah, this is becomes the difficult part, and maybe that's why John's just decided that, look, this guy's movement considered complete. Because if you're activating the whole first SS, there's quite a lot of units, and they're all spread about, and you know, if you don't mark this in some way, you're going to get muddled up and what the unit, if the unit's made a move, if it's done something or not. So yeah, I do need to come up with some idea. I think I've thought about this before, about marking it with something. I seem to remember talking about this before, and it was probably irrelevant because the unit wasn't going to do anything else. But this unit will build an IP because we're on the 20th, and that's how I see it. But I'm willing to be, you know, let me know if that's wrong. What I think I can actually do in this situation is, because that unit can't make any movement, because its movement's considered complete, is I can just move ahead, jump ahead and build an IP on it. Now, so we do need some confirmation on that though, because, you know, part of me feels like, yeah, it shouldn't be able to do that because it is considered that it's moved, but there's another question, Martin. Get off to John. Or let me know what your thoughts are. I don't think you've actually, or maybe it was you that responded to my answer back in whenever it was. Okay, well, I don't feel like I've found a positive sort of like, you know, that's a definite how you do it with that one. So I need more encouragement to say that I'm not allowed to do that, if, shall we say. Okay, right, let's move on. I'm going to build an IP on that guy at the end of the turn, so. Yeah, I've just realised that what I can do is tilt that guy to say that he's done something. What he has done is build an IP, so I'm kind of jumping ahead. But again, I do want to know what your thoughts are. Well, I know John Brown thinks that wouldn't be possible. And it's not that I'm doubting you, John, it's just that I feel like the way it's written in the rules could be seen either way, you know. I think it could be seen in a way that, yeah, the unit has kind of moved, but also that it's maybe not moved and it could still build an IP. But anyway, we'll let that one out there for a while. So yeah, I've checked. There's no more movement methods 5 to 9, so we're on to 10 to 13. So let's see if we can finish this up, because I feel like I should be going to my bed like about half an hour ago, or more even. Right, so 10 to 13, we're looking at the lowest. Right, give me a sec. Okay, so we've got 32 there, 33 here, 34 here. These are all bracketed, and this is the full strength one, 16. So can he move via arrows? You would think he could. So give me a sec. Yeah, pretty straightforward. These primary arrows are 1 into here, 2, 3 into Verviers. So pretty sure you can do that. Leaving a detachment here. Don't see any issues with restrictions there. So he could now consider extending his move. So we're going west. So he can boost it another 2, but hold on here. There's kind of full stacked hexes here, aren't there? Well, that one's full stacked. We're stretching up the map here. Give me a second. Yeah, both the hexes are fully stacked, so, and there's only one arrow going west. So, and I can only move 2 hexes. Is there another arrow there? No, there's not. So my guess is he's got to stop in Verviers then. Yeah. But that's fine. Okay, so we've got 32, 33, 34 to go. All bracketed units. So this is first one in Stavelot. And can move with arrows. Actually, there is a secondary arrow going up that way. Didn't realise that one. But primary arrows, you can go 1, 2, 3. And there's no issues there, I don't think. 1, 2, 3. So you would be leaving a detachment in Stavelot and also here. Is there any issues with Stavelot? Very much doubt it. It's all German, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's okay. So his primary arrow goes here. Right, and that's fully stacked hex, so he can go another 2. So he could go 1 into here. And he would want to go 2 into here, because this is we got that on camera, yeah. This is a primary arrow, but that's fully stacked. So my thinking is here, he goes 1 into here, and then he takes a secondary arrow into there. The That's kind of how I see that, yeah. Yeah. Okay, the next one's 33, and this is quite an interesting one actually, because he's technically holding this unit, the stack surrounded. He's a bracketed unit, so he's not exerting zone of control into here, but this unit is, and he's not exerting zone of control into here, but this unit is. But if he was to move away with his arrows, the first arrow would be here. Oops. First arrow would be here, so that'd be 2 movement into here. But as soon as he moves into here, this guy can actually, he's not surrounded anymore because he can move into here, because he doesn't exert zone of control into there. So I don't think he's going to be able to move at all. Yeah, because arrows, he can't even move close to his army objective, because he needs to be in that hex. He needs to be in that hex, because he's not exerting zone of control at all. So, you know, if he moves there, he's not exerting zone of control in that hex. Yeah, pretty sure that's, we've got that now, Grant. Okay, so I don't think he's going to be able to move at all. So the last unit is 34 up here. More than likely going to be able to, no, actually maybe not arrows, because there's a lot of stacks up here. So it'd be 1, 2. Ooh, is there a secondary arrow there? There is not. Oops. Oh. So 1, 2, and he can't move in there, so he's not going to be able to move with arrows actually. Right then. So probably movement method 11. Okay, I think he's gonna move movement method 11, getting close to his army objective, and it's straight along that. I know it's off camera, but straight along that hex row actually. So by moving there is 1 hex closer, 1 movement point. Moving here is 2 hexes closer, and that's 2 movement points. In actual fact, yeah, he can actually move into this one, can't he? Because it's not going to be any closer. But this one's slightly west. So yeah, leaving detachment here. Yeah, because he can't move, well that'd be across the river, but he could move into this hex, which would be, because it's fully stacked, which would be the target hex, I think. So yeah, okay, we're going to go with that for a late night session when I've had a beer or two, if you've not noticed. And I think that's everything moved, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's the other one? Oh, the other one didn't move at all, did it? It's here, isn't it? So there you go, he'll build an IP as well, won't he? Yeah, so bounce back to the reserves, right? No, this is the only unit that's not done it in. There's debate on this unit. Okay. Let's see if somebody can confirm this. If it's allowed to do other things when it says considered to have moved. No, that wasn't the wording, was it? And that's what gets me. Movement is considered complete. Yeah, I wish they'd worded that better. because that could do with some clarification, I think. So place IPs on eligible active units. So this is an active unit that's not moved, it's not done anything. So it's going to build an IP, and well, the same was done with this unit, but there's a wee asterisk with that one. So let me know what you think, or tell me if what way it should be. And then there's no disperse markers on any of the units, so that's it. Yeah, so right, okay, so that's our impulse complete. I'm going to take that card away. So that was pretty good actually. We were worried about, hang on a sec. Yeah, the big concern was up here, and I know some of these infantry units have moved, but which is obviously making it even more threatening. But Liège is kind of vulnerable. But if you remember the cards that we got, they were really, really good. Right, I know there's maybe a bit of glare there, but 21st Army Group card, 1st Army card, and the Southern Corps card. We got all the three cards, and I'm going to be spoilt for choice regarding what to do with that. One of them is definitely going to be bringing in the 7th 7 Corps units. Quite possibly just dumping them all in Liège. Oh, well, yeah, they're probably going to have to come in. There's a cavalry unit and then 3 3rd Armour units. So it's quite possible the 3rd Armour units are going to just be dumped in Liège, and then the cavalry unit maybe elsewhere. But yeah, well, my point is that we didn't get a whole first SS activation or second SS activation, so that was pretty good. Right, I think I need to go to my bed, so well, I'll tidy things up here and we'll get back with an Allied impulse tomorrow sometime. Maybe not too early in the morning, because I'm going a long way. Okay, good night. Cheers guys.